Alright, everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. It's been a while since I've done some of these videos, but like I mentioned before, I was going through a busy season at work, combined with a lot of other personal life stuff happening. I just was not feeling up to recording a bunch of videos and posting them online week to week. But we're gonna be playing catch up now. So we're gonna get through all the series I've been missing out on. So we've got Spy Family, Akane Banashi, Kaiju number 8, Gokurakugai. It's a lot of stuff to get through, a lot of good content coming your way. So if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Without further ado, let's dive into a Spy Family mission, or chapter 112.1 part, or mission, well, I was doing a point one, so it's mission 112 part 1, by Tutsuya Endo, with translation by Casey Lowe and lettering by Rina Mappa. So we have Lloyd as he's tying his tie going, "Hey Anya, wake up. School starts today. You don't want to get a nitrous bowl for being tardy on the first day of the term, do you?" And you see Anya just totally zonked out. She's like, "Don't want to go. Too much work." He's like, "Get out of vacation mode now," as he pulls the blanket off her. And she's like, "God, I'll freeze to death." He's like, "Going to school is fun. Becky and Damien are waiting to see you." She's like, "Ugh." It's like, "That's right. I need to find Scion Boy and see if it's true about his evil super boss dad. World peace depends on it." And then she just kind of zones out and goes, too much hassle. I don't care about world peace. And he's like, "Stop your nonsensical babbling and get out of bed." And you see as Bond slowly walking by outside the door with a loud yawn. And you have as Lloyd's dragging her out of bed. She's like, "Eek, wait, I'll think up a new reason why I can't go." It's like, "Better to come up with one before you say that." She's like, "I think I broke my neck bone. I need to rest today. It hurts a little." It's like, "That's a crick from sleeping on it." He's like, "In that case, I caught a cold when you pulled off my blankie." It's like, "In that case." And you see, Anya's caught a cold. Is she going to be okay? And Lloyd's like, "Don't take her excuses seriously." It's like, "You know better than to tell lies." He's like, "You of all people are telling me that?" And Yor's like, "What if she really isn't feeling well? I'll check your temperature just to be sure, Anya." It's like, thermometer. And he's like, "I guess it's possible she has a legitimate reason for not wanting to go. In which case, forcing her could cause emotional trauma." And Anya's like, "I'm fine. I'll go to school." And they're both like, "Huh?" You see a ring with a "Good morning, Anya." So, "Good morning, Becky." So the first day back is always so depressing. It's like, And you see Damien and his flunkies walking by with, "Then my sister says," like, "No way." And Anya's like, "Hey, Scion Boy, my dad was a total monster again this morning. What's your dad like? Is he super scary?" You're just like, "Gathering infotel." He's like, "Huh? What are you blabbering about?" It's like, "Who the hell are you to ask me anything?" He's like, "I haven't even seen father since that dinner." It's like, "Well, I really will have to become an imperial scholar and confront the super boss directly." It's like, "I have no further use for you." He's like, "You're the one who started the conversation." And you see two new students, I guess. Sorry, we just pull this up really quick. Don't think we've seen them before. As you see, two new classmates kind of introducing themselves with, "Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Anya." And she's like, "Morning, Christ." "Morning, classmates." And she's like, "I'm Meg. Don't you remember?" He's like, "And I'm Connie." And Becky's like, "Just when we were starting to get to know our classmates, now they're placing us all in new classes by ability." He's like, "I know." And Anya's like, "Oh." It's like, "That's right. I'm going to be all alone now." It's like, "You did bomb every subject but classical language." And Damien's like, "What a relief it'll be to learn unimpeded by idiots." It's like, "So true." It's like, "Plan B is in crisis." Becky's like, "But at least we're still in the same class for all the subjects that didn't have tests, so it's not that big of a deal. They posted the new class assignment, so let's go see." And you see a ring with a, "And so from today on, you'll be having language studies here in Class F." And you see that Damien and Anya are put together in the same seat, or in the same row. He's like, "How? Why?" He's like, "Hey, keep it down over there." And Anya's like, "Plan B is safe." And they're like, "The boss man really needs to work on his language skills." You see later with "Looks like I'm in Class C for science." Or something. "Looks like I'm in Class C for science." For science B? that doesn't make a lot of sense as a sentence. Like, looks like I'm class C for science B. Anya's like, I'm class F again. It's like, so long, for real this time. And you see a bunch of new students like all gathering together and talking. As Anya's like, I don't know any of these people. I will not remember these two new kids' names. Connie. So the blonde girl is like, looks like you and I are the only girls from class 3. And Anya's like, who are you? It's like, I told you, my name is Connie. It's like, come on. And he's like, wah, as this kid with like this little scruff of hair on top runs by and like bumps into Connie. She's like, ow! And then she goes like all deadpan and goes, I curse you for all eternity, I curse you for all eternity, burn in hell, as she's just muttering that to herself. Just trying to curse him. And you have Anya going, you're disturbed. It's like, huh? By what? You have, what's this? Why, if it isn't Miss Anya Forge, oh, fucking Christ, every time, I know it's like his head's supposed to be like probably like a doll or like a chestnut with like the little dome on it, but I can't stop seeing like the other thing that it looks like. If it isn't Miss Anya Forger, the second place achiever in classical languages, we're in the same class at last. He's like, who are you? It's like, Arnold, top scorer. Remember how I asked you to dance at the party? She's like, no. A little bird told me you went to get your fortune read at the Wool Festival. My father was doing readings there. I'm sure you noticed the lines. And she's silent. She goes, no. It's like, are you some man or a fool to have forgotten so much? It's like, it takes one to know one. And besides, we're in the same class, so your brain's all the same level. Your brain's at the same level mine is. It's like, she speaks truth. It's like, very well said, Miss Forger. Has your third eye opened to the deeper truths of the cosmos? Or perhaps you have some means of accessing the Akashic records? It's like, I didn't understand anything you said. It's like, incidentally, the only reason I did so poorly on the biology test was my belief that all terrestrial creatures were designed by entities from a higher plane of existence. It's like, you watch too many cartoons. And Connie's like, oh, Anya, look! It's Tertius from Spectre Hall. They say he's a prince of some country. Can you believe that? Christ. And his hairstyle is like literally a faux-looking crown on his head. There's a gaggle of girls just all like squeeing around him. It's like, he's the third prince of Septevia, a small country in the north. It's not so usual for I think that's supposed to be, it's not so unusual for foreign dignitaries to study abroad at Eden. And you see I'm doomed. And Anya's like, huh? And you see this blonde kid, like this little mop of hair with, I'm completely cooked, it's all over. Everyone's convinced that his face has a sexy mole under his eye. They have no idea how wrong they are. No idea that mole is really my booger. It's not what you think. It was just a cruel quirk of fate. You see him like picking his nose and flicking it off and it having landed on him. It's like, I didn't do it on purpose and I'm completely done for. They're saying this guy's a prince? If they use cutting-edge technologies to analyze the booger and trace it back to me, then I'm as good as dead. It's like, who befouled my hallowed countenance? But wait, no one seems to have noticed it yet, not even the prince. So long as no one is aware, I still have a chance to destroy the evidence. And you see him like marching determinedly towards him. He's like, God, there are too many people around him. I can't get close, but I can't afford to dither. He's like, hey, your highness, you got some gunk on. As he tries to grab him, he just like leans back and dodges. He's like, I missed. He's like, what is the meaning of this insolence? He's like, you had some gunk on your face. I was trying to help. He's like, I assure you, there's no gunk on my beautiful visage. Like, yeah, no way. It's like, I can appreciate your desire to touch royalty, but may I kindly ask you to stop? It's like, God, what is this? Am I being bullied? Some sort of local initiation rite? Help me, my steward, I want to go home. Eep! It's like, in exchange, I might deign to grant you an autograph, okay? He's like, there's no talking my way out of this, like the gunk! And he tries to grab for him again. And he's thinking, Eep! Stop this at once! I have a delicate constitution! It's like, you dare refer to royalty as gunk? It's like, it's only a matter of time before he lands a blow and I'm publicly disgraced. It's like, if you desire fisticuffs that badly, I cannot allow that to happen, for I bear the pride and prestige of all Septevia. The fisticuffs you shall have, hooligan. A minor power though my kingdom may be, I'll not have it mocked by Ostania. I must project strength. And the girl's like, no, Teru, don't. He's like, oh no, I'm not sure what's going on, but he's calling you a hooligan. If I can't get that off him, it could hurt Ostania's reputation. This could turn into an international incident. It's like, the gunk. It's like, this could lead to war, a war in which my nation's fate is at stake. And Anya's like, and now it's come to war? So I guess some quick thoughts on the chapter. So I guess we're getting into like the new school arc stuff. I feel like it's been kind of like just been like slowly kind of just been like stumbling along. I'm really hoping we're getting like an actual proper arc soon. That said, like, this is just a chapter of like, all right, let's just introduce like a bunch of gimmick and quirky characters and just like toss them into a pot, like mix them all together and see what happens. And I'm just like, all right, you know, it really depends on like how much you enjoy their individual quirks and interactions. And it's like, to me, it's not like hugely entertaining because it's like, all right, yeah, you know, they gave them quirks, but they're not really particularly interesting or funny. It's kind of like, all right, here's a bunch of stereotypical stuff we'll have tossed in. And it's like, all right, this is one of the things where I'm like, I'm not usually like, anytime there's like a manga or a story where it's like usually there's kids involved, or you have like a kid-centric art, like in Detective Conan, the series, the detective series about the little kid. Whenever they had the segments with when he's like pretending to be in like elementary school and he's like hanging out with like the junior detective kids, those have always been kind of my least favorite kinds of stories. So this is just giving off the same aura of that. So I'm kind of just like already kind of zoned out of it a little bit. But I don't know, like I just don't think a lot of the, you know, all these kids might be putting on this front and like, you know, they might be from like nobility or like royal statuses and things, but they're still like, you know, goofy kids at heart. I don't feel like that comedy, that kind of dissonance really comes across very well in this chapter. So I don't know, like it's like a series of gags that aren't really connected to each other. So it kind of just feels disconnected as a whole reading the chapter. But it's because it's one of those like 112 point chapters. I'm like, all right, maybe there's just like a mini like palate cleanser before we get to like the actual decent stuff in the next arc. But we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, apart from that, I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, you know, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I said, I'll be catching up with a bunch of Shonen Jump stuff, so hopefully there will be just a mess of videos dropping on the channel. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. But it'll hopefully be good to be back. So until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.